Hi, this is Chanel Gray Faulkner. Good morning. So I was thinking a lot last night, and I was thinking about why do you think relationships don't last? Why do you guys think relationships don't last? I have a lot of ideas, and I'm surely no expert because clearly I am no expert. But I have a lot of ideas. I think that I've had a lot of experience now in relationships, and Um, I definitely can tell you that in my younger life, I was a very bad girl, and I had a lot of relationships that I took for granted. Um, I was very unfaithful in a lot of my relationships, and I wasn't, and that's because there was something wrong with me, right? There was something wrong with me. I wasn't okay with myself, right? And so I'm wondering from everybody out there, what is it that keeps you in your relationship? Because I think that everybody just needs to know what makes them tick, what keeps them in their relationship. Because for me, I feel like I was always looking for something that I wasn't getting. And to no fault of any other man, I'm just, I was the one that had the issue. I was looking for something that I wasn't getting. I was looking for the person to keep me in line. I was looking for the person to make sure that I wasn't going to cheat, that I wasn't going to stray. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that that is right, and it's not. But everybody has something that makes them tick. What makes you tick? What makes everybody tick? Just like in Hollywood, why don't relationships last? Because artists need new. Artists are attracted to danger and they're always looking for the next best thing, just like the next best project. So that's why entertainment relationships don't usually last. That's why we're all like, wow, they're still together. Same thing with people and normal people. Why don't people stay together? Are we not supposed to be monogamous? Are we not supposed to have one partner? Now I'm super content in my relationship. Now I wouldn't even think about straying. Why did I always stray? Why? There really is no answer and no fault of anybody that I've ever been with. My fault. I was always looking for something else. I was always looking for what was better. I was always looking for something else. Every man that I've ever been with has been great to me. But me, something in my own self wasn't content. And I think it has to do with the way that you were raised. It has to do with wanting that love and affection from either a parent, a grandparent, or somebody that didn't give it to you. And also, let's be realistic. It's it's finding somebody that gets your love language. And I think that people forget about love language and they think that love language is a problem. That if, for instance, I have a friend and that her husband always went out and bought her gifts. She was like, I don't know why, but it just doesn't do it for me. Like, that's not what I want. I want him to throw me up against the wall and fuck me. And I was like, okay. And I understood that because for me, I don't want gifts either. That's what I like too. So I think that some women are okay and content. They want the gifts when they get home. They want, the diamonds. They want has anybody ever seen Ray Donovan? Ray Donovan is the quintessential show for you know, what men are out there doing sometimes, but that's what women are out there doing. I feel like I was Ray Donovan. I was looking for something that was exciting and that could keep me in line, something that was my love language, and so I think that a lot of people are looking for their love language and for that match, you know. Um, Money doesn't come into play. children don't come into play, and people need to be true to themselves about what they're looking for. If it's money you're looking for, that's okay too. If you're looking for a rich guy or a rich girl, that's okay too. It's okay. If you want to be taken care of in that way, that's okay. But that's your love language. I always thought that money was my love language. I was like, I want to be taken care of. I wanted a good man. I want a good father. And that was my love language. Wasn't my love language. I made a mistake. Wasn't my love language. And sadly, you hurt people in the process. And I realized that my love language was a tough, strong man that would throw me up against the wall, do the deed, and tell me I wasn't going anywhere that night. And I surely wasn't going anywhere with a man. And if I was, he was coming with. And that's what I was looking for. I was looking for safety. I was looking for somebody who will always have my back. And I think that, in the time of need, that I was looking for somebody to always show me that I was number one, tattoo my name all over their body, weird shit like that. And so what? That's what I wanted. That's what I want. Ladies, it's okay to have what you want, but you can't do what I did. So there's a lot of things that in the YouTube channel, I'm going to teach a lot of women about how to do things the right way, because I did a lot of things the wrong way. Now, talked a little bit about love language and relationships and making sure that your love language is the same. So it's not about just what you're attracted to. It's not about two people being attracted to each other. It's about two people having the same love language. So we're going to talk a lot about love language. That's what we're going to talk about relationships, is love language. Also, how to make it together. How to get together and make it. You guys can create an empire together if you have love language and trust. And both of you have to have that same fire. Now, I know a lot of women that have the fire and their men don't have the fire, and they don't know how to give their men that fire. So let me tell you, ladies, you can't give your men that fire. They have to have that fire. So if you're constantly on your men and on your men and on your men about having that fire, it's not coming. The fire's not coming. The fire's not coming. This is on you. You have the fire, and your man's not going to have the fire. So fire starter isn't happening. You might as well get the water yourself. So I think a lot of women too aren't, and a lot of men are not being honest with themselves. Don't waste your time. Move on. Move on. The other thing is I see a lot of people self-sabotaging. They tell themselves 1,000 times, they give a lot of ultimatums. And the truth of the matter is, if you have love in your relationship, you guys can get through anything. Love language, the same love language, not love. You guys can love each other. People can love each other. I love everybody I've ever been with. I love them. But I didn't have the same love language. I didn't have the same love language. I didn't have the same love for them that they did for me. And I also just couldn't imagine spending the rest of my life with them. And truly, I shouldn't have walked down the aisle without knowing that. And I think a lot of young women need to be taught by their parents what exactly love language is. And I'm trying to teach my daughters what exactly love language is. And I think it's something that I really, really, really want to get at as one portion of YouTube, because I think that there's some key things that women need to look for when you're looking for your love language. And you will know in your heart that this is the right person for you when you just can't imagine your life without them. And you will put aside anything else that you have to be with them. So I really hope that we can continue this conversation and continue talking about love language. And I also want to touch on the fact that parents in the industry that have children and that do have love language with their husbands or wives, in order to keep that love language, you have to separate the industry from your life with your kids. And I see it a lot. I see it a lot. Where parents will put the kids and the acting first before anything else. Now, I will tell you that's 101 for divorce. And also, the kids, they step all over you. They get right in the middle of your relationship. And the truth of the matter is, your kids are not that important when it comes to your relationship. I mean, I love my kids more than anything, and my kids are number one. But however, if you don't have a solid foundation and your kids don't see a solid foundation, whether it's their parents, whether it's their birth dad or their birth mom or not, they're not going to be normal human beings. They're going to be solid human beings. They're not going to be able to get through a relationship. They're not going to be able to get through anything. You have to show them that. So all of this ties into entertainment. All of this ties into the business. All of this ties into if your child's going to be a successful actor or one that's going to end up on drugs in the pole, and some of my guests are going to be talking about that, where they ended up, where they didn't want to end up, where they wanted to end up. Are they B actors now? Are they C actors now? Are they A actors now? What they wish they did do, what they wish they didn't do. In my experience, my parents had a very separate life when I was acting, and it affected their relationship majorly. And they are not together today. And did it affect me? Yeah, it affected me. Yeah, it affected me majorly. All they did was fight. All they did was separate. All they did was tell me how, the separation had to do with our careers and whatnot, and how lucky we were and how lucky we should be. And listen, do I blame them now? No, I don't. Because I'm a parent now and I see a few things differently. Do I wish they didn't do that? Yeah, of course I do. But life is short. It's too long ago to blame anybody. All I care about now is moving forward. And I think that in this world today, that's what should be concentrated on. Nothing any of us can do can go backwards. We should concentrate on only moving forward, on what's right for our children and what's right for the children to come. I want my children to have a successful relationship with their partners, full of love, full of great love language, and that their children can have a successful relationship as well. But that falls on me as a grandparent when I am, and it falls on them, and it's my responsibility to make sure that they have that. And it's their dad's responsibility as well. And hopefully the two of us can work together and make that happen. But he hates me, so we'll see. We'll see if I can get him to do that. But we'll get that there. We'll get back to him hating me at another time. Would I hate me too? I might hate me too. So I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining that he hates me, but I did a lot of fucked up shit. So I'm not blaming him for hating me. I think it's about time to move on now. I think it's about time to move on from the hate. But I do think that I deserve it. So I can't wait to get into all of this, and I can't wait for you guys to meet my guests, and I can't wait to get into my life, and I can't wait for you guys to get into this whole Chanel Workman Gray Faulkner world, because it's pretty epic. All right, guys, I'll see you soon.